All right, all right. So I am very interested in this next question. You guys know that my number one sci-fi love is Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
It's my first love.
Indeed.
And I
Don't
think
tell
it
that
is.
to your wife.
She knows.
Okay.
We had that talk before we married, before I put a ring on it.
Okay.
But anyways, since I am a massive Trek fan, it should come as no surprise. I'm going to ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody asks, who's your favorite captain? I want to know who's your favorite first officer in all of Star Trek. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Okay, Chris, go first.
Go ahead,
Jump in.
Chris.
I'm a Riker fan. Riker's my guy. I have
Mhm.
issues with him.
My
I don't
man.
like him in Chain of Command, but I'm a Riker guy.
All right.
And one thing I'll say, and I want to do an episode about this, and I haven't been able to figure out how to actually do it, but I always thought that if you were to get Captain Picard and Captain Kirk, and you were to Tuvix them, they would be Riker. Because Riker to me is
Tuvix them.
He's in between.
yeah. If you were to put them in a transporter, combine them into one being, I think you'd get Riker. Because to me,
Okay.
Riker has the charm and the swagger of Captain Kirk, but he has the thoughtfulness and the diplomacy and the overall morality that Picard has.
Mm.
So I think he's like the best combination of the two.
We should have an episode, Chris, where it's just simply called Tuvix it. And
Tuvix
so
it?
who
Let's
are
do it.
characters that we would like to see Tuvixed?
Okay.
So Steve, how about you?
To Paul.
Okay.
Paul's
And the
great.
reason
I like
why,
tracks.
Paul.
the reason why to Paul, because from the very get-go, Archer never trusted her because she was a Vulcan. So she had to build a relationship with him on trust. She was also the Jiminy Cricket for him, where she could talk logically and clarify him. And if he disagreed, and there were times that the characters disagreed with each other
Yeah, sure.
vehemently, but they always came together, so that the very last scene of all of Enterprise is T'Pol fixes his collar and she says, "You look very, very bold, or very very good." And she's right there with him to the very end. She's the last character he says, the show ends is them together. So he, in a sense, even though they were the best of enemies, they became the best of friends.
I love it.
Yeah, I agree. My gripe with not so much the Paul, but with the crew is that I feel like in the first season, she has to keep proving that she's like good. And it's like she proves herself in every episode. And it's like they're still surprised. Like there's so many times where Trip is like, he goes off on her and then she's like, I was going to do this thing. And it's like, well, haven't you learned from the other 5 times that you went off on her? That she was actually going to do the thing that is probably the right thing to do. So trust her.
But I feel that that's a very natural reaction. I mean, they all went through like a sort of a military-ish training or whatever they went through. And then here they're plopped in someone. Right. And I feel like in any scenario, you have a team, in the Air Force, and then you're plopped in someone from outside the service. I feel like that's a normal reaction. So I can't completely fault them for that.
It just makes them look kind of dumb and annoying.
Well, I just
even
like the fact
Trip, and Trip is my guy. I love Trip, but like Trip, just relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Adina.
So I kind of want you guys to ask again in a year.
Okay.
Because it might wind up being Una.
Oh,
as we
really cool.
record this, we're 3 episodes into Strange New World. So we're still new. We're still in the honeymoon phase, right?
Yeah.
But I can see her, I would say up until that, Riker might be it. And I'm process of eliminating it down to Riker. Like, while I want to say Spock, because I love Spock to death, he's a great science officer. He's a great everything. Is he like the best first officer? I don't know.
It depends.
Right.
Like movie Spock, I think is a lot better than, but that's when he's a captain.
But he's a captain. He starts out, and actually he starts out the movie really as a captain. So I think it as much as I love Spock, I don't think it's Spock. I love T'Pol. T'Pol might actually be my favorite character from Enterprise, but is she my favorite first officer? No. And I think because it's kind of like she's plopped into the role. She doesn't earn the role. She's plopped into the role.
Mhm.
Now, when we go to some of the newer treks, so Discovery, I actually almost, Michael is a fantastic first officer. She's a better first officer than a captain. And I think they should have, I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that they've made in this last year or so is she should have just stayed. They should have kept Saru as captain and left her as first officer. I think that would have been great. When the whole series started out, her role in the first, few episodes, was wonderful. I loved it. So like I said, so Una now. So now we've got Una, and I think a year from now she might compete with Riker for my favorite.
Interesting.
Sorry, that was a very long answer.
The crew very attractive. It's like, whoa, everybody's like on point on that show.
But but like you said, with her being number one, they going all the way back to the original pilot. She looks like the character that played number one
Major Barrett. So So we just watched here. We just watched the Menagerie. We didn't, which has, it's not the cage, it's got the cage in it. And seeing scenes of number one and Major Barrett play that role. It is such a shame that she did not get to really play that role. I think she would have killed it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Also, just say like another character, like I think M'Benga is like, I will see how he progresses, but he's definitely becoming like one of my favorite.
He's interesting,
and I'm liking his delivery.
Keeping it. Oh wait, we're not going to do any spoil. We can't do any spoilers.
No.
Because I wanted to say something, but yes, I like him.
I think Uhura is pretty fantastic.
In the new series.
I'm still questioning whether it was the right call to bring her on, but I'm liking what they're doing.
I'm not. I'll just leave it at that. I'm not.
Okay.
So
you're not liking it, or you're not questioning it.
I like Uhura a lot. Maybe too much. I don't know. I'm just saying. I loved it when in the first episode she asked the captain something, and he's like, "We're gonna go do this and that, and we're gonna, and she looked at him and went, "Cool." That was fantastic. I mean, that was the best of Trek inspiration. That's why we're here. We're going out there to explore stuff and to research and study and make new contacts with people. It's fantastic. So for me,
that's why this.
Go ahead, Steve.
No, I was gonna say that's why this new series is so good. It really is.
Yeah. So
I'm loving the series.
Yeah.
So for me,
go ahead, Brian.
my what do you call it? My sentimental favorite is Riker. But I gotta say, the more I think about this, and I've thought about this way too much this week, and partly because I rewatched Emissary, Deep Space Nine, the pilot episode 2-parter for Deep Space Nine. I think Major Kira is the bomb. I think
she's great.
I think that she, that role was so dynamic for its time. I just think it broke through a lot of the barriers for women in television, and I don't think she gets enough credit. That character doesn't get enough credit for that. It wasn't a stereotyped character like so many characters were on television at that time, and I know I've heard her say that's what attracted her to it. And I love that Sisko wanted Bajoran representation, that he realized that the Starfleet was coming in. They've just come out of an occupation. They needed Bajoran representation on the station, and he needed that perspective. So for me, sentimental favorite, Riker, every day. Cool dude. I want to be Riker. Okay. But Major Kira, I'm gonna go with as my favorite first off.
Yeah, I think she's fantastic. Won't argue with that.
Right then.